And sir, I'm turning it over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Reggie. And good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking time out of your day to learn more about your membership's association management software. My name is Justin Darrigan, and excited to have an opportunity to introduce you to our platform here this morning. I thought I might start with just a really quick background on your membership before we jump in to give you an idea of how the system works in action. So just by way of background, your membership has been around since 1998. We currently serve over 2,600 associations and member-based organizations around the globe. Everything that we're going to look at this morning is web-based software. We host with Amazon Web Services, and that affords our customers the, that affords our customers the highest degree of security, data privacy, and system performance. As well, the entire platform is mobile responsive so that your members and constituents can engage with you and spend money with you from any device that they may be approaching the system from. Now, the fees associated with your membership are inclusive of a lot of things. Some of the big ones include things like hosting, maintenance. We account for all the system security and compliance. We provide unlimited customer support, and our fees are also inclusive of all of the upgrades that we make to this system. And of these items, I think that the upgrades might be the most important part because we roll out updates and enhancements every 2 to 3 weeks. Everything that we build and release to our customers is driven directly from the requests that we get from the 2,600 organizations that already use this. So this technology is constantly evolving, it's constantly improving, and your membership is constantly seeking feedback from the folks that use it to understand how we can make this better for everybody. This final point is an important one. You're going to see this morning that your membership is an enormous collection of tools designed to allow an organization to manage their business processes, their revenue streams, and their online presence. One of our strengths, however, is that we are part of the Community Brands ecosystem. And as you likely know, Community Brands is one of the largest providers of technology to nonprofits and associations. So in addition to our all-inclusive offering, we also have a number of complementary products inside of the Community Brands ecosystem, like learning management software, a robust career center, conference and event mobile apps, virtual event solutions, data analytics tools, and many others that can be purchased separately and then seamlessly integrated back into the membership system. As well, the platform can come with an open API, which is an application programming interface, and that's something that a customer might use to integrate your membership with various other third-party platforms. So your membership platform, as I think about it, is really comprised of 3 major components. The first is a website content management system. Now, I will say that either initially or eventually, the vast majority of our customers do choose to build and manage their entire website through our platform. So that's certainly an option for your organization as well. We do have some customers who come to us with an existing website that they like or that they recently invested in and that they don't want to move entirely away from. And that's totally fine as well. In that scenario, your membership website components can act as a member portal or as a branded matched complement to an existing website. At its core, the purpose of your membership website is really to facilitate online interactions and online transactions. And most importantly, to ensure that everything that folks are doing on the site is captured instantly and automatically back over inside the database to become part of an accumulated holistic view of everything that folks might be doing with your organization. If you are, like the majority of our customers, and choose to build and manage your entire site through your membership, you have several different options available to you. This is an example of option 1. This is a website that's built in what we call our basic design package. which is included as a part of our normal implementation fee. As a part of this, a customer works with their implementation project manager here at your membership in a process where we are collecting some branding elements from you. Things like logos, fonts, color scheme, images, proposed menu structure. And then we take those branding elements and we apply them to a flexible template to create the overall framework or the skin for your membership website. The next option is at an additional fee. This is called our premium homepage package. As a part of this, a customer instead works with our creative services team, which is a team of in-house web designers, to build out a customized look and feel for the homepage of their website. And then if I click deeper into this, you'll see that it reverts back to more of a templated structure as folks click beyond the homepage. So this can be a good option for customers that may want to make a splash with a customized homepage, but then they're okay if things are reverting back to that templated structure as folks click deeper into the site. And then the third option is again at an additional fee. This is called our Brand Plus custom website design package. Here again, you're working with our creative services team, but to build out a customized look and feel that goes throughout nearly the entire site. It allows you to get away from that templated approach almost entirely and bring to life whatever vision you might have for look, feel, flow, overall aesthetics as it relates to that online presence that you're building through your membership. The second component to our system is a private online community. This is something that we built to emulate the look and the feel and the functionality that folks might be familiar with from using Facebook or LinkedIn, except of course, it's a private online community that you can make available to your members through your website. It's designed to be a space to enable networking between members and engagement with your organization 24/7. The community is going to be branded to your organization. Your logo and color scheme will appear throughout. When folks log in each time, they're going to start here on their feed, which is an accumulation of stuff that the member here probably cares about. It's going to be an opportunity for your organization to promote and highlight various things that are going on. You can see that I'm promoting some events out here. I have blog postings, news items, links to surveys. The feed is also populated by posts from people within Elizabeth's network. Elizabeth's my fake member here, as well as posts that people are making inside of any groups that Elizabeth is a part of. I wanted to just quickly expand on that concept of groups for you for a moment. What we'll see here is that Elizabeth is already a member of a bunch of different groups. She sits on several committees, and these groups for committees are examples of groups that are private or reserved or locked down, just to people whom we have purposefully placed inside of them, like the members of a committee. At the other end of the spectrum, I have groups like my family section or my young professional section. And I might classify these more as open groups. Anyone who is a member of the association and participating in this online community could potentially join these quote unquote open groups. So our customers often use those in the context of industry topics, interest areas, that sort of thing. If I click into my group for the education committee, first of all, you're going to see a lot of information in here. So please know that you can configure these groups. You can move these tiles or these content areas around. You can get rid of them entirely if they don't make sense for what you're trying to do inside of this group. But in this one, I'm starting up here with the resource library, which is a collection of files and documents and links that all pertain to the work that this education committee is doing. Beyond the resource library, I have a calendar of group events. That might be all of the upcoming education committee meetings so that folks can start to get those on their calendar. I have the group feed, which is akin to Facebook. in that folks can post and like and comment on these posts. Of course, in this example, within the confines of and only for consumption by the members of this education committee. I also have forums, which is more of a threaded approach to a discussion. So you'll see here that folks can start these threads. They can reply or add content to them. They can also subscribe to instant updates so that they're notified via email whenever some new content has been added to a thread that they're following. And finally, I have the concept of group reps or group administrators. So because Elizabeth is the secretary and James is the treasurer, we've given them some expanded administrative capabilities inside of this group. As such, they might have the ability to moderate discussions, or to control the calendar of group events, or to oversee the resource library. The idea is to give you an option of delegating some of the oversight or moderation of these groups out to trusted members or committee members so that association staff doesn't have to do this stuff themselves all the time. The third piece of the puzzle is what powers and drives the previous two. This is the administrative side of your membership. When you log in each time, you're going to start here on the dashboard screen. And we're trying to do a couple of major things here. With alerts and actions, trying to keep you apprised of some things that might require your attention or that you may need to make some progress against. Calendar and events is a way to quickly get to some events that might be active or open for registration right now. We have a quick create menu. This allows you to add major elements to the system from any screen without having to click into the various modules where this stuff might otherwise originate. And then down here toward the bottom, these are some configurable dashboards designed to help you stay apprised of some of the metrics that might be important to your organization. You'll spend a good deal of time inside of directory and CRM. This is where you go, at least in my mind, to run some more basic searches and queries within the system. Often when your intended outcome is to then send out a targeted email campaign to a bunch of people that met some criteria that you've identified here. And this is contrasted with exports and reporting, which is where you go to build more sophisticated reports and queries that can look across any information and nearly any combination of information that you can think of. But here within directory and CRM, I might say, show me everyone who is affiliated with a particular organization. Or maybe everyone whose membership is expiring in the next 30 days. Or everyone who sits on my education committee. This is my favorite one down here, profile activity. I might say, show me everyone who hasn't updated their profile in the last 90 days. Or maybe everyone who hasn't even logged into our website in the last 6 months. Right? Maybe that's an indication that these folks aren't as engaged as we'd like them to be. So let's target them with some email campaigns and see if we can prompt them to come out here and do something with us. Maybe the most popular one, and the one we'll take all the way through, show me everyone who has not yet registered for a specific upcoming event. So I'll run this search and brings me back 898 people who have not yet registered for my conference. Now, there's a lot that you can do right from this screen. I think the most logical thing is to click into this link right here to turn this into a dynamic email list and then send out that targeted email campaign to all these folks who have not yet registered. I'm going to skip a step just because I already have this list created. Let me come over here and grab it. There we go, not registered for the conference. Again, it's a dynamic list. So hopefully that means that this number is going to keep going down. Right, as that conference approaches, more and more people will be registering. they will no longer meet the dynamic criteria upon which this list was built, and we can ensure that we're not sending confusing communications to people who have already registered for this event. I'll click right here to start an email campaign, and it takes me into the campaign creator. The first thing I do is define my recipients. I started from a list, so that's already pre-populated. Next, I put this in a category. You can create and save as many email categories as you would like to. The idea, of course, is to allow your recipients to more closely refine their content preferences. Right? Rather than unsubscribing and blacking you out from communications, they might say, no more legislative updates, but I do still want to get the newsletter or events communication. Next, I determine who this email looks like it's coming from and to where any replies might be directed. Then I define my subject. And my preview text, if appropriate. Then I move into a design phase. Here again, you can create and save as many email templates as you would like to. The expectation that I might set for you is that over the course of months or years of using your membership, you're probably going to be scrolling on this page or using this little search bar up here to search through your gallery of templates that you've created over time so that you can just grab an existing template, make some modifications to it, and then redeploy it for this particular campaign. We have a very intuitive and I think user-friendly drag and drop editor for email campaigns. So I can come in here and just start making my changes to text or images or links. I can move these sections around. I can get rid of them entirely. I can change my formatting or my content containers. These templates are all inherently mobile friendly, so they're going to look good on whatever device your recipients might be viewing them on. When I'm ready to go, I click Save and Exit. And from here, I could preview this template. I could send myself a test email. I could schedule this to go out at a date and time in the future. Or I can send it right now. Once this email goes out, you will have feedback and statistics as to the success of this campaign. And it might look something like this. This one's going to look a little bit weird just because I'm not sending out a lot of live emails from my demo environment. But nonetheless, these are the types of statistics that will be available for you to understand, how your campaigns are doing, who's opening it, who's clicking on what, performance over time, and so forth. I wanted to take a moment to kind of show you how a lot of these tools come together to create that holistic view of information on a person or an organization's profile inside of your membership. So I'm going to pull up first an example of an individual person's profile in YM. So again, this is an individual person's profile as viewed by an administrator through the database side of the system. On the left-hand side, I have some high-level details, contact info, membership info, that sort of thing. The bulk of the information, however, is captured inside these tabs in the middle. Profile and bio is going to be a combination of two specific types of information. The first is information that you're capturing inside of standard database fields, like her name. The second is information that you're capturing inside of custom fields, like this one that I've created to track people's technology experience. You have unlimited custom fields to work with inside of your membership, and you'll likely use a lot of these to capture those unique characteristics and segmentation points that pertain to the people and the organizations that you serve. Membership is going to show Elizabeth's membership history with our organization. Transactions is all of the money that she's spending with us. We bucket this out into dues, event registrations, donations, and then store orders is kind of everything else. Participation kind of shows me how engaged is Elizabeth with our organization. So this is where I might see things like any groups that she's a part of. I'm using groups to track her participation on various committees, and chapters, sections. I have some custom groups set up here as well. This is the back-end view of Elizabeth's professional development with our organization. It's worth noting that you can manage a full certification and recertification program through your membership, or you can just maybe award education credits to people based on their participation in various educational opportunities through the system as well. Your membership has survey and quiz capabilities. So as Elizabeth completes any surveys or quizzes, her answers are all recorded right here, and I can see exactly how she responded by clicking into this little TV icon. And then finally, your membership has a custom forms tool, which is a great tool to deploy toward various scenarios where you may wish to collect information from people through your website and then have that information captured automatically back over inside your database. Here's an example out in the website portion of your membership of a custom form that I've created to allow folks to apply for scholarships. So you can see that I've created a number of different fields that I'm asking folks to fill out. And in some instances, I am requiring that information. Down here at the bottom is where they can upload or attach some supporting documentation. So when Elizabeth here submits this form, all of the information that it contains, including any attachments, it's all captured over on her database profile to become part of that holistic view of everything that she's doing with our organization. One more thing to note, certainly you can manage organization information and organization-based memberships inside of this platform as well. Among our 2,600 customers, at least 700 of them are trade organizations. So in closing, I'll just show you an example of an organization profile as viewed by an administrator through the database. So this is an organization profile. A lot of the same information is going to appear here. One major difference is over here on this tab, Master Sub. This is where I can start to see the data hierarchy of this particular organization. If I click on View All Descendants, I see that Jen here is an employee of Community Brands. Your membership is a subsidiary or a business unit or another location. Stan here is an employee of this company, which is a subsidiary of the parent company. So you do have the ability to define that data hierarchy and to facilitate the flow of benefits from the organization member down to those people who might be employed by or otherwise affiliated with this member organization. All right, looks like we have about 5 minutes left in the slot. Be happy to open it up for any questions that I can help to address in the next couple of minutes.
Thanks, Justin. Reggie had to step away. He's more popular than the average association executive, as a lot of you know. So we do have a couple of questions in the queue there. I didn't know if Michelle wanted to handle those for you herself.
Yeah, I'd be happy to address them.
Okay.
All right.
So Michelle, do you want to fire away, or would you like me to handle those?
Sure, I'll go ahead and ask. What is the average time period for a YM implementation?
Sure, great question. So we typically set an expectation of about a 90-day implementation timeline. Some customers get through it a bit more quickly, some take a bit longer, but 90 days is the average, and a lot of the milestones within our project plan are really geared toward achieving that.
And to clarify on that, they asked if there was a difference between if they did not need to create a website from scratch or if their website would need to be created by scratch. Would that change the implementation time?
It doesn't have a huge implication there. The only exception is if a customer chooses one of our custom design packages, either the premium homepage or the brand plus. This can take a little bit longer just because it is by nature a more collaborative process, right? Where we are talking to a customer to understand the vision for the website that they want to build. Then we do a couple of different mock-ups and take them back to the customer. They choose which one most closely aligns with their vision. And then we move that one forward through several rounds of revisions so that the end product is the exact reflection of what you had in your mind as you envisioned this website through your membership. So that extra collaboration and rounds of revisions can elongate your membership implementation process by just a little bit.
Great, thank you. The next question we had is, can your system support chapters, and can chapters upload their membership records, for example?
Yeah, there's no issue with that. With your membership platform, it's really designed to be the type of platform where the national or the kind of the parent organization is sitting on top of the data infrastructure and administering the various business processes. But certainly you can use our groups functionality to support chapters. And it's very common for our customers to utilize groups within the online community in order to give their chapters a more private or reserved or specific or focused place to come together. And then they might assign chapter leaders to be the group admins so that those chapter leaders can facilitate discussions out here, or maybe build out a calendar of chapter specific events, run reports, communicate with chapters, and so forth.
Great. And then the last question we had is, what is the average size of org using your membership?
Oh, good question. Good question. So it kind of runs the gamut. I would say that it's not hard and fast, but the majority of your membership's customers are less than, and sometimes much, much less than $5 million in their annual operating budget. I would say the average customer probably has anywhere from 1,500 to 5,000 members, which is kind of a big number, or a big tier, I suppose. A handful of maybe staff at the association. I guess what I would say is that your membership is Community Brand's flagship platform for small and mid-sized organizations. Our customers are usually characterized by having a handful of staff that are running the association business. They're often wearing a number of different hats. Very rarely do those hats include a high degree of technical or website design acumen. So that's the target audience and the target market for your membership platform. And that's who we have in mind as we develop our features and our functionality, and as we think about usability and user friendliness for this system.
Great. And then it looks like the last question was specifically on pricing, which
Sure.
I know would probably be happy to follow up with them on their specific questions if they have about that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But speaking generally to it, the various year membership pricing packages are typically based on the number of records or people or contacts that you're managing inside of our system. So on one end of the spectrum, our smallest package allows you to manage up to 3,500 records within the system. At the other end of the spectrum, we have some customers that are managing 50,000 and 100,000 records inside of this system. So again, would be happy to chat with any of you guys individually to understand your needs, your requirements, the size of your organization, and provide specific pricing details based on your situation.
Great. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Michelle. That is the end of our time. So we appreciate you being with us today, and we hope everybody got a lot out of what you had to say. I'm sure that I did. And we will be making a recording available to everybody after this is over, so people could catch up who weren't able to make it. So thanks again, and we appreciate your time. So I'll let you guys go about your day, and while we bring up our next group.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.